Look at this thing, a Cadillac on 37-inch mud terrains, sitting 6 inches above a dealership floor like it's daring someone to challenge it. Now let me tell you why this changes everything.
By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why GM built a luxury pickup truck that nobody asked for and why every Ram TRX owner should be losing sleep tonight. There's a feature hidden inside this cabin that makes a $100,000 Range Rover look cheap. I'll show it to you in a few minutes. Plus, I'll tell you whether this truck is actually worth what Cadillac is asking for it. And my answer? It might genuinely shock you. Today, we're breaking down 3 things: the insane design choices that make this thing look like a weapon, a cabin that has no business being this luxurious in a pickup truck, and the supercharged monster hiding under that hood. Let's get into it. Here's what nobody's talking about. Cadillac didn't just slap a bed on an Escalade and call it a day. That blackout mesh grille stretches nearly 4 feet across, and those vertical LED signatures aren't just for show. They're functional air intakes feeding the engine bay. This thing looks like it was designed to intimidate you in your rearview mirror. But here's the genius move. Cadillac looked at the TRX and the Raptor R and said, what if we built a performance truck that feels like a private jet inside? That's either the boldest bet in the truck market or the most expensive identity crisis GM has ever had. I'm leaning toward genius. And that rear end, full-width LED light bar, Escalade EXT in chrome, this doesn't look like a truck trying to be fancy. It looks like a luxury vehicle that happens to destroy trails. But the exterior is only half the story. Wait until you see the inside. All right, step inside. And the first thing that hits you isn't a feature, it's a feeling. This full panoramic glass roof stretches from the windshield header all the way past the second row, and it turns this cabin into something that feels more like an architect's loft than a truck interior. You've got this 2-tone color scheme, cream leather on the lower sections, dark espresso on the upper dash and door panels, and every surface you'd actually touch is wrapped in either semi-aniline leather or open-pore walnut wood. Now, the tech. This is Cadillac's curved 38-inch OLED display panel. It's not one screen, it's actually 3 screens merged under a single piece of curved glass. You've got a configurable digital instrument cluster on the left and a massive infotainment touchscreen on the right, running split view, so your navigation and your media controls live side by side. It makes the screen in a Mercedes GLS look like a calculator from 2015. And here's the feature I teased earlier. Let me be real with you. The door panels alone justify this truck's existence. Look at this. Hand-finished walnut with a gold accent line that flows like a brushstroke from the A-pillar all the way to the rear door. Below that, quilted leather with French stitching. This is the kind of detail you find in a Bentley Bentayga, in a pickup truck. Ram's interior is nice. This is on another planet. These seats, diamond quilted, perforated for heating and cooling, with the Cadillac crest embossed directly into the headrest leather. They offer 16-way power adjustment, and the controls on the side of the seat are integrated into a brushed aluminum pod surrounded by, you guessed it, more walnut wood. Now, remember that feature I said would make Range Rover owners nervous? We're getting to that, but first, let me show you what this thing looks like from every angle on the outside.
Okay, stop. This next part is actually the most important thing in this entire video. If you're even thinking about putting a deposit on a TRX, a Raptor R, or a Silverado ZR2, do not skip what I'm about to say. Because Cadillac just changed the math on every single one of those trucks.
Let's talk about what you're actually looking at from the outside, because the proportions on this thing are genuinely intimidating. We're looking at an estimated overall length of around 250 inches. That's nearly 21 feet of vehicle. The width, including those flared fenders, pushes past 84 inches. And sitting on what appears to be a 6-inch lift with 37-inch off-road tires on forged black 22-inch wheels, the roofline sits somewhere around 85 inches off the ground. That's over 7 feet tall. You'd need a stepladder to wash this thing. The design language borrows heavily from the current Escalade SUV, but there are differences that matter. Those fender flares are more aggressive. They're not just cosmetic, they're widened to accommodate the off-road rubber. The rear tailgate gets that full-width LED strip I mentioned, and the dual exhaust tips are squared off and integrated into the bumper, not just hanging underneath like an afterthought. My design verdict? This truck is going to age like fine bourbon. The lines are clean, the proportions are commanding without being cartoonish, and that silver gray paint with the full blackout trim package is going to look just as menacing in 2032 as it does right now. But looks don't matter if this thing can't perform. So let's talk about what's sitting under that enormous hood. Under the hood, this is where the name makes sense. GM's supercharged 6.2-liter V8, the same engine family behind the Corvette Z06 and CT5 Blackwing, recalibrated for truck duty. The output? 1,000 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque, 10-speed automatic, full-time four-wheel drive. Let's put that in perspective. The Ram TRX made 702 horsepower. The Raptor R makes 720. This Escalade gaps both by nearly 300 horses. 0 to 60? Around 3.5 seconds, in a truck weighing over 6,500 pounds. That's faster than a base Porsche 911. Here's my hot take. The TRX was fast but rough. The Raptor R is capable but Spartan. This Escalade is trying to be a Rolls-Royce and a trophy truck at the same time, and it might actually pull it off. Now I know what you're thinking. Just tell me if I should buy it. We're almost there. One more thing you need to know.
All right, here's where I get really honest with you. The thing nobody is talking about with this truck, the thing that might actually be a deal breaker for some people, is the fuel economy. And I'll give you that number along with my final verdict right now.
Let's talk money. The base Escalade 1000 pickup is expected to start around $115,000, and a fully loaded platinum sport trim with all the toys could push past $145,000 to $150,000. That's a lot of money. But consider this. A decked-out Ram TRX Final Edition was selling for over $110,000 before it got axed. A Ford Raptor R with options is north of $115,000. For roughly the same money, or maybe $20,000 to $30,000 more, you're getting 300 additional horsepower, a Cadillac-grade interior, and the kind of road presence that makes Lamborghini Urus owners do a double take. The hidden cost? Fuel. Expect around 10 to 12 miles per gallon combined, maybe 14 on the highway if you're gentle. You're not buying this truck to save money at the pump. So, should you buy it? Here's my honest answer. If you're the kind of person who looked at a Ram TRX and thought, I love the power, but the interior feels like a $50,000 truck, this is your vehicle. If you want a truck that can run a sub-4 second 0 to 60, tow 8,000 pounds, and still have your passengers think they're sitting in first-class lounge, the Escalade 1000 pickup is the only option on the market. But if you're budget conscious, if you care about fuel efficiency, or if you just want a simple, reliable work truck, walk away. This truck wasn't built for you. It was built for the person who wants to dominate every category at once and doesn't care what it costs. That feature I said would make Range Rover owners nervous? It's this, the entire package. A Range Rover gives you luxury or off-road. Pick one. This Cadillac gives you both with 1,000 horses on top. Game over.
Remember that first shot? A Cadillac, sitting on mud terrains, towering over a dealership floor like it owns the building? Now you understand why. This isn't just a truck, it's a statement. A 1,000 horsepower statement that the luxury performance pickup segment didn't just get a new competitor, it got a new king. I said it, the Escalade 1000 pickup is the most absurdly ambitious truck of 2026. Fight me in the comments. So what do you think? Is this the truck that finally makes a luxury pickup worth the price tag, or is Cadillac out of its mind? Drop your take below. And if you want to see how this stacks up against the Ford Raptor R and the Silverado ZR2, I covered that right here. Hit subscribe if you want more real talk about trucks and cars. I'll see you in the next one.